everybody. This is Friday Night Chats with Kevin.
And I am Kelly, and this is your Friday, July 16th edition of Friday Night Chats, the 23andMe edition. Yay.
Yay. I got my results in. We did read them earlier, but we had some technical difficulties, so we're going to have to read them again.
As per usual.
As per usual. So I'll let Kelly go through it.
Okay,
she's
so
better at it than I am.
Kevin got his DNA heritage. I think we're still waiting on his health stuff.
Yeah.
Because he did order the health ancestry or the health part of it. And so that I don't think is loaded in yet because his looks different than mine. Mm-hmm. So we're going to just kind of chat a little bit about our ancestry heritage. Now, Kevin really had no clue about his ancestry. Not for any particular reason.
It just wasn't something I ever thought was something I ever really needed to know. As far as I knew from my dad, we were just mutts, which, isn't far
You're not
off.
as much mutts as you thought you were, though. Okay. Kevin and I, both European, obviously. You are 99.5% Northwestern European, whereas I am 100% Northwestern European. Mm-hmm. Your Northwestern European heritage breaks down into 93.2% British and Irish. Mm-hmm. The Greater London part of the United Kingdom and County Cork, Ireland being your top two places they could trace you back to. Mine was also 93. Well, my 93.8 British and Irish, Greater London and County Cork also. So the majority of our DNA is tracing back to the same place.
There we go.
So that's kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. Where you and I differ is the rest of my ancestry is French and German. So the other 6.2% was French and German. Yours is 5.3% French and German. Broadly Northwestern European, which means as far north as Norway, as far east as Finland, and as far south as France. So the rim of the North and Baltic Seas, all in there. And then your trace ancestry, which I didn't even have trace ancestry, but your trace ancestry is 0.3% Indigenous American, Canadian, North American, Mexican, all the way down to South America. So somewhere in there, Indigenous American, and 0.1% broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian. Which is interesting.
Interesting, but I mean, it's like I don't have any of those like traits. I like Chinese food, but about the extent
I doubt that's a trait. Because so do I, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
So the majority of our ancestry comes from the same place.
There you go.
So it would be so odd if somewhere along the line we can. Well, I mean, I guess everybody connects somewhere along the line, right?
Yeah. So we all connected like Noah and Adam and Eve and whatnot.
Yeah. So there is all of that, and then when we look at physical features,
says I'm all jacked up.
It says Kevin has a 69% chance of having little or no back hair.
Which I really don't. I got some back hair, but I'm not like my gorilla-ness comes from my hairy arms and the fact that
and you don't even have terribly hairy arms.
Yeah.
I hate
but they're like super long. Like I got gorilla long arms.
You have long arms and a short torso.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also says you're 67% chance that you do not have a bald spot.
Which is wrong. Because look at that.
He falls in the other 33% category on that one. Cheek dimples, 62% that you don't have cheek dimples. Although you do have cheek dimples here and here.
Thanks, Pop.
You don't have a cleft chin, and it says you probably don't have a cleft chin. Dandruff, it says you probably have never had dandruff. Okay, so this is the one Kevin never even knew was a thing, earlobe type.
Yeah.
Kevin did not know that there were attached and detached earlobes.
Yeah, because she, like earlier, she touched it and she like pulled on my earlobe. She says, your earlobe's attached. And I was like, yeah,
you have a detached.
I said, that's bullshit. I felt you touch it. You know,
I mean, it's attached to your body. But what I'm saying is the bottom of your earlobe is not fully attached like that.
Yeah.
It hangs a little bit. See how mine hangs like this?
I think it's just a bullshit thing that people look at. That's weird. It's not even a thing.
You have a 74% chance of having detached earlobes, which I have,
yeah.
Early hair loss.
Yeah.
60% chance of hair loss or thinning before age 40.
Yeah.
So they got him on that one.
Yeah, my hair started
going away. Hair loss, but not really a bald spot.
Yeah.
Like the bald spot is like when they have just that bald patch in the back, but they have hair everywhere else. You don't really have that.
No, I just
you have hair loss like receding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they might not be wrong about that.
Started happening in my like 20s. So
yeah. The next one was interesting until I looked at mine, and mine was exactly the same, but eye color. So Kevin's eyes are hard to describe because he has a little bit of everything. Yeah. And when you look at his chart on 23andMe, it says 52% chance of blue.
Which I don't have any blue.
21% chance greenish blue.
Yeah.
17 green, 8 light hazel, 2 dark hazel, and less than a 1% chance of light brown or dark brown.
Yeah.
And he has hazel, but there is a lot of green, and there's sometimes some blue. It just depends.
My eyes actually change color on the regular. It just depends.
Kind of gold at times.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just does.
Yeah. And then mine said exactly the same thing. And mine are blue. Like there's no other color in my eyes except blue.
Blue.
So the finger length ratio, this is whether your ring finger is taller than your index finger. Kevin's, yours is. Is it? Mine.
Like, which one's a ring finger? What do they
the one you wear your ring on.
Well, that's this one.
Yeah. And your pointer finger is your index finger.
All right. So my ring finger is longer than my pointer.
My ring finger is shorter than my pointer. What does mine say? Let me look at mine. Do I have it? Ring finger length. Exactly the same as yours.
Oh, Jesus.
Probably because we come from the same area. Freckles, you have a 65% to have few, if any, freckles.
Yeah.
And I have a 54% chance of having lots of freckles.
What you do?
I do, especially, I have red. Like my cheeks, like right in here. It's like a triangle of redness. But when I get sun, I do get a lot of freckles. My sister does too. Tons of freckles. It's that Irish skin. Hair texture. 62% chance of straight hair. You have straight hair.
Yeah. It starts to curl a little bit when it gets a little longer. But I usually keep it cut pretty short. So
yeah. So anyway, there's all of that. Now we're just waiting on the Neanderthal thing. Okay, so I can't find my Neanderthal thing anymore. I don't know where it went. But anyway, mine said that I had more Neanderthal DNA than 55% of the people who do 23andMe, which I think is a lot. Kevin has more than only 7%. So I'm more Neanderthal than you are. I am not happy about this result. 23andMe owes me an explanation on that.
It's just a thing.
It's just a crazy little thing. And it was things like, what time do you normally get up? Like mine said I would get up, like I'm more disposed to getting up at 7:07 a.m. Which is almost dead accurate, really.
It's dead accurate when you have to work.
No, I'm way earlier than that when I have to work, though.
Right, but in the summertime, for the most part, barring people in the house, you're not getting up at 7 o'clock.
Says you have a variant associated with having difficulty discarding rarely used possessions.
Who, me?
You.
Certain things. Like I'm bad about getting rid of T-shirts. Like especially if there's any type of story behind the T-shirt, even if I don't wear it, I got a ton of t-shirts I don't wear, but it's like one of the show t-shirts, or there's one t-shirt I got the day I got married that Chuck bought me.
Yeah, the sentimental things.
Yeah, but most anything else, I don't mind throwing shit out.
You have one variant associated with generally not feeling angry when hungry.
Yeah, I've pretty much.
He gets angry if he doesn't have caffeine.
I've got control over anger for the most part, anyway. But the caffeine thing, if I don't have my coffee after a while, I get mean. And there was once where I cut out carbs completely, and that was a bad time for everybody around me. So.
And then it says you have one variant associated with being less likely to have a fear of heights.
I'm not great with heights. I don't like getting on ladders or anything like that.
So those were your only freaking... This is bullshit. That's all I'm saying. Where's my Neanderthal stuff? Because I really have to look at this now. Why is it not coming up?
I know you just had it up a few minutes ago.
I did. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. There Neanderthal. It is. Okay, so it's just not right. We were both less than 2% Neanderthal DNA, so let's not get overwhelmed with this. But listen, I have a variant associated with not having difficulty discarding rarely used possessions. Okay. I have a variant associated with having a worse sense of direction.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's very true.
I have a variant associated with being less likely to have a fear of heights, which I do have a fear of heights. That's not. One variant associated with being less likely to have a hitchhiker's thumb. I don't even know what a hitchhiker's thumb is. What's a hitchhiker's thumb?
The ability to just throw your thumb out and go.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is funny. I have 3 variants associated with being a better sprinter than a distance runner.
Yeah, that's bullshit too. Running's what you do when a plan fails.
I have a variant associated with being less likely to prefer salty foods over sweet. His preferred salty over sweet. I prefer sweet over salty.
Yeah.
So that was true.
That's true for both of us. I'd rather have something a little saltier or savory.
And then mine says you have 3 variants associated with having more dandruff, which I definitely have more than you.
Yeah.
I do have. So, okay. Anyway, Kevin did the health part of his, and I had not done that at first, but then today decided to upgrade just to be brave and see. And so I found out that I do. They don't obviously check everything, and they're very careful about saying just because you don't have this trace marker doesn't mean you're not going to get this, or just because you have it doesn't mean you are going to get it.
Yeah.
But I did not have the markers for breast or ovarian cancer, Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's disease.
I'm very happy about that.
Or high cholesterol.
Yeah.
So my cholesterol is always pretty good, actually. And then was the one other thing? Oh, but I was more predisposed to type 2 diabetes. And I'm genetically predisposed to being heavy.
Yeah.
So, and just interesting things that we found out from 23andMe today.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel different now knowing that you are?
Not really. It's interesting to know. And the app apparently connects you with a lot of people if they've done the 23andMe, and I've only had one that showed up and it's a name I don't recognize, but you've got a bunch.
There was a place where you could ask to see your family tree, and like a lot of people were coming up in my family tree.
Yeah, I have to look mine, but
we just have to dig through here a little bit more because
yeah. I purposely didn't want to do a whole lot of exploring in it because I wanted to read it for you guys. But then the technical difficulties being what they were. The technical difficulties should lessen, though, because we did this week. One of the things that we did was I went ahead and upgraded the modem and whatnot in the house, and that was a little bit of work for me.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So far, so good. The technical difficulties we're having is more about the recording stuff. So
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so our 23andMe adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Today's top 5 is actually going to be a bottom 5.
Something different, folks. Trying to give you something good.
Give it fresh.
Fresh.
So we're going to do our 5 least exciting meals to have at home.
Not the stuff that it's not meals that you hate, because everybody's got a rotation of meals that you have on the regular,
and you're not going to eat things that you hate.
Yeah, you're not going to eat anything that you hate, but there's just meals that you have that are like, it's on our list, but it's not something I'm thrilled about. You say, oh, we're having blah 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 for dinner tonight. I was like, all right, well, I guess I got to eat. That's what I'm going to eat.
So that's what we're going to do. The 5 things that we each look least forward to.
Yeah.
All right, so stick around for that exciting information coming up next.
Back in a minute. And we're back. So we're going to go through our bottom 5 meals that are just not thrilling. It's, it's for dinner tonight. It's just, you're going to eat it, but you're not thrilled about it.
Not thrilling.
Yeah. So.
They're on my phone. Hopefully I remember.
Do you want to get your phone?
No, because I am pretty sure I can remember. My number 1 least favorite meal to have for dinner is any kind of pasta and sauce.
Yeah.
Spaghetti, ziti, rotini, rigatoni.
Just the tomato thing though, right?
Whatever it is with tomato sauce and pasta. Don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not my favorite. I will sometimes be like, oh, a little bit of spaghetti would be good. But then I eat a little bit of it and I'm like, ugh.
It gets real heavy. Pasta can get heavy quick. So.
Yeah, not a fan.
The carb thing. So.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it. It's the only carb heavy thing I don't like.
For me, the first one I put on the list was tuna macaroni. Tuna macaroni salad. It's a favorite in the Logan house, but the Rose part of the Rolo house is not a big fan. I like tuna fish sandwiches. I can eat tuna steaks or whatever. It's not the tuna I like. It's just the combination of that and the macaroni. It doesn't throw me. I'll eat it. It's all right. It's just when we say, well, we're having tuna mac for dinner, it's like, oh, okay. Well,
yeah, it's elbow macaroni and tuna fish and celery and onions. The rest of us like it.
Yeah.
Kevin does. Although his mom used to make a very similar version with ham.
Yeah.
And you like that?
No, I wasn't a great.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't thrilled about that either. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd eat it because this is what they put in front of you. See, kids, back in the old days, us old folks, we had to eat what was put in front of us. Not like nowadays where you can after spending the week with the teenagers. Man, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so my next one would be meatloaf. Not a big fan of meatloaf. And more recently, just not a big fan of anything with ground beef in it.
Yeah. I love meatloaf. I love a good meatloaf.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm like it. I feel like that with Salisbury steak, even hamburgers, anything with ground beef. I could do with
the one thing that I love that no one else in the house likes, which means I don't get it, is sloppy joes.
I like sloppy joes.
Yeah. Well,
but no one else likes sloppy joes.
Even Mike turns his nose up to it. So, All right. So my next one, we'll go back into it. Baked pork chops. Now I love pork chops. I love pork chops on the grill. I've even learned that I can deep fry them with a batter. And it's great. But when they're baked, they always end up being super dry. And I'm like, just not a big fan of the baked pork chop. Now, I know you love it.
I guess it just comes from what you're raised on. Because when I was a kid, my mom used to make like the thinner cut with the bone.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd put them in. She'd put a little bit of water in the baking dish, salt and pepper. And you just eat them off the bone. And that used to be one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just don't eat them that way anymore. When I was a kid,
we threw them in the grease with some batter, fried that shit up.
Yep.
So.
My next least favorite meal to have is grilled cheese with tomato soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually my next one too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unusual.
That's crazy.
I thought you liked grilled cheese.
I like grilled cheese and I like soup, but for maybe a lunch, but when it's for dinner, it doesn't thrill me. It's just like, okay, well, we're doing that because, there's
not much else to eat.
There's nothing else to eat. And You know,
I'm not a tomato soup fan at all. Like, I just won't eat the tomato soup. If we did grilled cheese with like chicken noodle soup, it would be okay. But again, it's not going to thrill me. Yeah. The grilled cheese, I'm just not a big fan.
And the kicker there is if your mom makes the chicken soup, or if it's just canned.
Mom makes her homemade chicken noodle soup.
That's really so good. That then it converts the meal to being in the top tier. But
although I am a big fan of traditional Campbell's style chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
But it's more about the grilled cheese. It just doesn't thrill me.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right, and it doesn't. I mean, I love good grilled cheese, but again, when it's dinner time, if it were lunch, it's a good lunch. But when it's dinner, it's just like it doesn't thrill me. So there it is.
All right, was that your next one?
That was my next one.
Okay, so we're going back to me.
Yep.
All right, I'm trying to remember back. I think I put just hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of hot dogs. Again, I'll eat them, but I mean, we do chili and sauerkraut and baked beans and all of that with it. And generally, I'm just not really into any of that.
Yeah. I get it, but you know,
they're kind of a staple. I get it.
Because Mike would.
They got really salty, and I don't know if that's just me or the hot dogs just take really salty lately.
Yeah.
You're not putting salt in the.
Oh, I'm not doing it. When I cook them, they're on the grill anyway. But
I prefer to have them grilled.
Yeah, but lately we have been getting the ballpark. Maybe we should switch to a different dog.
We've
maybe
always
Nathan's or Nathan's are good because they're good and long. So that's what she said. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
you're next.
We haven't done it in a while, and thank God we haven't. But microwave chicken. Now, microwave chicken, what I'm talking about is at some point my mother-in-law found out that if you put a whole chicken in the microwave, you can cook it. And they love it. But I'm just not a fan of it. I'm really not. I just like, okay, I'll eat it because, it's in front of me. But just, with chicken, you got to treat it right. You gotta if you can brine it, then cook it with I don't know, fry it up
rotisserie. Now we've got the rotisserie on the grill
or something. But throw some spices on it or something. But you just throw it in the microwave. You can do it, and it just wasn't my favorite thing.
All right, so my last one would be when someone says, let's just have a salad.
Yeah.
Clearly I'm not a salad eater, but like just lettuce and onions with salad dressing on it and cheese. It's not, it has to be a special kind of salad. Like,
oh, do you like Caesar?
I would prefer like a Caesar salad if I had a choice. The Greek salad the other night wasn't bad. I liked that.
Yeah, but just feta cheese elevates it. So
I didn't like the feta though.
Really?
I like the olives in it.
Oh.
And the simplicity of the rest of it, and the dressing was good. But I'm not a big ranch dressing fan. Just a regular salad.
Oh, this came up in this week with Cole because he's in the house. But you can fight me all you want, but tzatziki is better than ranch. And it should be a thing. It should be a big thing that you can just get at the store and throw on whatever.
Tzatziki sauce is really good. And I don't even like cucumbers, but it really is good.
It is really good.
All right, what's your last one?
My last one is the crow dogs. When we do I like them every once in a while, but if I had the choice between a regular hot dog and the crow dogs, I'd get the regular hot dog.
If you don't know what a crow dog is, we take crescent roll dough, like Pillsbury crescent rolls, and we wrap it around the hot dog with cheese and we bake them.
All right.
Really one of the better ways for me to eat a hot dog.
Yeah. And they're, like I said, it's not something I hate.
We don't eat them a lot.
We don't eat them a lot. And every now and again, I actually do crave it. But it's for the most part, when they say, well, we're just going to do the crow dogs, I'm like, okay, it's a meal. So I'd rather, if I had a choice between that and a hot dog on a bun with chili and mustard and whatnot, I'd do that. But it's in a pinch. You do what you got to do. So
in a pinch. So speaking of dinners, tonight we're just ordering mod pizza.
Mod pizza.
And so I don't know if you have a mod pizza near you, but it's like the Subway of pizza places because you can pick whatever you want on your pizza. And in a household with as many people as we have right now, we really just need everybody to get their own little pizza.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing for dinner tonight. And that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can leave the tomato sauce straight off of it if I want to.
Yeah. And it's not terribly expensive to do it that way.
It's a little expensive, but it's not like any more expensive than anywhere else we would go.
Yeah. Like if we were going to Gino's and did a huge pizza and then got...
Everybody wants something different and then it gets expensive. So anyway, stay tuned for our TikTok video of the week, which we've got coming up next. And since Tilly's been very quiet during this episode.
Yeah, she's been a good girl. She's been a good girl lately anyway.
We put the shot collar on her and
that seems to work. That has worked out real well.
She's laying right here, being the best little girl ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's tired.
So, but our TikTok video of the week just reminded both of us of Tilly and her relationship with us. So, you guys have a great week. We will see you back next Friday
with probably table topics. Or
we'll do table topics next week.
Okay. All right. Well, bye,
have a
everybody.
Good one, guys. Bye.
I used to wonder what it'd be like to have someone miss you while you went poo. But that was before I discovered owning dogs. When you commit to owning dogs, you can finally start receiving unconditional love from someone who can't even tell that you're ugly. And on top of that, dogs turn your house into a home. And also a prison, because you can't go anywhere anymore. But when you get a dog, you basically guarantee that you'll have a friend for 10 years, followed by 2 years of vet bills, and then a tragedy you'll never fully heal from. Try owning dogs today, because if people don't love you, buy a creature that will.